Thank you very much. I'm called Donata Bor. I'm a student at SAF New Hampshire University through paper program. I'm going to take this video talking about the project which called Credibility and Validity. So in this project, there are three sources that I'm going to talk more about it. The first story, it has title which says that concerned that terror teams have selected targets. Also, targets ready to strike. Also, the second story, it has title which says that a Walmart announces great for you food repairing initiative. The last one is story which has title which says that grief and protest for shooting a teenager. Let me start on the story which has independent first self-interest. On the first story, I found that is independent. This means that the source is connected with the story that was reported here, showing that there is not interest of A, B, C news. In this case, the source demonstrates how Europeans are afraid of terrorist attack. On the second story, I found that is self-interested. This means that information that have read in the source is interested in the report of the story. This story takes time to show what is beneficial to people so that it encourages people to eat more fruits and vegetables. With this, because information was there to inspire people to buy their fruits and vegetables. The source has connection to the story. Therefore, they need to be known by a variety of people through using advertisement. On the third story, I found that the story is independent, to mean that source was not interest connected and benefit of reporter of the story. In this case, the sources profit from the story that is being reported. As a result of the way they provided information, the resources are independent. They were to protest after a young girl was murdered by police. As a result, it's clear that the sources are uninterested. Moving forward on the multiple source versus one source, I found that on the first story has more sources within. This is because the source was concentrated on terrorists in several European countries. For instance, there are some reporters who talk more about of terrorists. Some of them, they are Thomas and Lama. As a result, the reporters are spread around the website. In this case of the resource information, it is evident that some of the sites are in French and others are in England. As a result, they all delivered the same message. On the second story, I found that this story was reported by many sources. As you can see, the information is reported by different participants. With this, I found that Firkin and Andrea Thomas took action on behalf of the people. While on the third story, I found that the multiple sources contribute to the story. This means that it was written by two people, but the message is common. In this case, this source is credible due to who this resource have fact and evidence. Besides this, they exploit police and civilians as a resource. To explain the resource use of other outside demonstrate that draw on several sources of technology. Moving forward on verifies versus assert. On the first source is verifies. This is because I was able to observe how the reporter demonstrated how terrorists murder people in Europe according to the source. As a result, there is the problem of terrorists with Europeans and others. I believe they are speaking from experience when they suggest they are possible terrorists planning an attack European. Furthermore, the reporter displayed a certain terrorist sample, which served as hidden evidence. On the second story, the assertion was able to utilize this resource information. This is how you persuade the audience to eat your food. They were self-assured while demonstrating delicious food for customers, including vegetables and fruits, with the help of this word "great for you." So I have seen that the story is started due to how the reporter convinced people of their message with the help of this word "great for you." On the third story, this story is verified. This is due to the fact that they used a lot of proof to back up their claims. The usage of photographs, for example, is considered proof. In addition, the reporter displayed the identification of the murdered adolescent. Also, they displayed his age as well as where he lived. These are solid proofs as a common. Move forward on the authoritative and informed versus uninformed. On the first story, I found that this resource appeared to be authoritative and informed. I said this because the reporter showed information indicating that they could be terrorists planning an attack on Europe. As a result, the article information demonstrates skills and knowledge in subject field. As you can see from the article, I'm telling you this because it connects several thoughts concerning the predicted terrorists that commit crime in Europe. Also, the availability of many intelligent visual symbols has demonstrated the skills or knowledge about the specific topic. On the second story, I found that the source is authoritative and informed. This is because it appears that the story's reporter were informed of it. Their intriguing plot revolved around great meals for the folk through dinner. Those were fruits and vegetables. With this, I consider the story source demonstrating competence and knowledge of the subject. This because as specialists in the sector, they were concentrating on the greatest meals. On the third source, the source of the story is authoritative and informed. This is because the information is backed up by solid proof. This demonstrates that it's correct. In this case, I was able to guess that they were planning assassination of an 18-year-old adolescent. Aside from that, they were able to show their subject area skill and knowledge. To illustrate this, you should look how they direct information the country in order for them to go with true information that is relevant of the situation. Moving forward on the named versus unnamed. On the first story, I found that the source of the story is named. It means that if you can see how the story reporter were able to use people from area where the case would occur, people from French, the United Kingdom, and other countries were among them. Furthermore, I was able to see how the names of persons who are source were presented. Pierre, Thomas, and Lama are their names. With this, Pierre conducted terrorism-related interview with the Federal Bureau of the Investigation, or FBI, to George Lama once again and learned how terrorists are anticipated to attack inland. On the second story, I found that the story source is unnamed. I see several reporters promoting the delicious cousin for people, but they do not identify themselves. On the third story, I found that the sources of the story are named. They revealed the identifiers of those who observed the boy's death. They also described police officers such as John Berman and Asa Haywood, the leader of the NAACP. Besides that, they all mentioned the names of the source, which is why I claim that this story is named. Thank you very much. This is the end of my video.